Hey guys, Jason here with MuseGrid.com, and in this video I'm going to give you a full breakdown of our new background video widget for VideoKit 1.0. Now, if you've been around Muse for long, you know that background video is not a new concept. There's a lot of third-party providers that are providing background video solutions, but ours is the very first in the marketplace to allow you to run background video on mobile and tablet devices, including iOS devices that are running iOS 10 or higher. iOS is, of course, Apple devices, iPhone, tablet, and so on, or iPad, and so on and so forth. So what we're going to do is work from this website that we're looking at right at the moment, which has a really nice kind of header section. But what we want to do is we want to replace this background image that we're using here with background video. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have this background image selected, and I'm just going to simply delete it, just like that. I'm going to go over to my library panel, and you'll see that I have the VideoKit 1.0 installed. And if you haven't installed VideoKit yet, just simply go to MuseGrid.com to the VideoKit page, download it, double-click on the mulib file that's included in that download, and it'll automatically install it directly here inside of your library panel. And what we're going to be looking for is background video, which you can find right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply drag and I'm going to drop this onto my page just like so. And what you'll see is the settings panel. Let me collapse this down really quick. There we go. What you'll see is in my use case here, I have a time lapse of looking off into space, kind of a bit of a panoramic view here. So what I'm going to do, now that I have this installed here, what I want to do next is I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to arrange and send to back. And by doing that, now what you can see is that it's going to run in the back and all of my other content is now in front. And I'm just going to simply resize it like you normally would. Now out of the box, background video is obviously means that you need to stretch the background video horizontally 100%. So if you right click and go to resize, you'll see that it's stretched to browser width just like this, and that's exactly what you want. So what we're going to do now is, of course, just stretch this down a little bit further. I'm just going to scroll down a bit and drag this down just like so. Okay, and that's looking pretty good just like that. Now, in your case, what you're going to want to do is, of course, add your own video and background image. So I've clicked the settings panel here, and you'll notice that there's actually 3 settings. We're not going to focus on this one in this video here. We're only going to focus on these 2. And you'll notice that I already have a time-lapse MP4 file attached, as well as a timelapse.jpg file. By the way, you see this out to the left-hand side here where the video didn't render. My machine right now is actually running at a pretty high rate. It's got a lot of stuff going on it. I leave stuff like this in my videos, guys, because this is real-life stuff. Like, this is something that can happen to you. All this is saying is that it can't generate a thumbnail. It'll still all work perfectly fine. But most people would cut this stuff out of their videos, but I leave it in here because this is like exactly something that would happen to you guys. So what this means here, so what we'll need, you can use the enclosed MP4 files and the time-lapse MP4 as well as the time-lapse PNG file that we've included in the supplied files that came along with this download. But you can see mine are already enabled here, right? So what you would do is just attach your own MP4 file, and the background image should be the first frame that is in your MP4 file. Okay, so that's really going to be important because if you don't do that, you might find that there's a bit of a flicker effect, or it goes from one background image to the first frame of some video that has some other content on it, which is going to look kind of weird. So it's really important that your MP4 file and the first frame, the PNG file that you upload, as well as the first frame of the MP4 file match. Okay, so that's what I have here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go really quickly. Now that I have my 1200 set, you guys probably also have breakpoints that you already have set up right now. So I'm just going to go to my 1100, and as you can see, the background video is way down here at the bottom. All I just want to do is just take and drag it up to the top. Again, I want to put it at the 0 position and just drag it down like that, just like so. We'll hit our 960 breakpoint real quick, and you'll notice how it's kind of off-center like this. Again, it's a 100% width object, but every once in a while Muse gets a little funky when you drag things onto your canvas. So what I've found as a way to resolve this is to just right click on resize none, right click on it again, click resize stretch browser width, and then boom, there you go. Goes right into place. So again, just a little quirk inside of Muse here, but I leave these things in here because this is like real life stuff that could very much happen to you. So, so this breakpoint's now looking pretty good. Let's go to our 768. Again, we're just going to drag this up really quick. Now you'll notice I'm using fixed breakpoints here. These are design kit breakpoints, but you don't have to use these breakpoints. You can use any breakpoints you want. It just so happens to be that I'm using these particular breakpoints, and they're all fixed. They can be fluid, they can be fixed, they can be different, all of that. So just want to make sure that that's clear. You don't have to use these exact breakpoints. So there's that looking pretty good, and then of course we'll do our last one here. Just drag it up into place just like so. Okay, so again, I'm going through this whole step, guys, because this is pretty much how you guys are probably going to do it if you're using background video on an existing project. So now that I have this set, let's check it out. Let's do just a quick Command-Shift-D. Let's go see what it looks like in a browser. And here it loads, and there you go. Man, that is so sweet looking. So here we go. We're going to now resize our browser. We're going to hit all of our various breakpoints, and you'll see that we're hitting each breakpoint. You know, it just continuously plays. It never stops, you know, anywhere in there because of the code we've written, of course, to keep it playing as it hits various breakpoints. So now, while this is cool and all, right, this is, again, not necessarily something new, but what is new is how we use it in a mobile experience. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to come over to Browser Stack, which is what we use to test various devices. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick on this iPad 5th generation, and I'm only picking on this one because it's running iOS 11. I could pick on some of these other devices, but remember, this background video is only going to work on iOS 10 or higher, and these devices are running versions that are less than that. So what would happen in the event that somebody pulls open this site and they're running something less than 10? It's just the background image is going to show up. That's all. Right? It's that simple. The video just would never play, and that's okay. So here we go. iPad 5th generation. Let's fire this thing up and see what we get by testing this on a real device. So it's loading up here really quick. Oh, actually, yep, there we go. Actually, what I need to do is publish this in real quick. There we go. Okay, it's cruising pretty quick. Uses fast tonight. Okay, here we go. Stuck on 100%. Come on, Muse. There we go. Okay. All right, so now that I have it, I'm going to come here, and I'm just going to simply go, I'm going to copy my URL address. Well, it's this one here. It's this one here. There we go. It's this one. Copy that one. I'm going to go here. Going to double click, select all, delete, paste, enter, and watch this. So this is on an iPad, guys. So here it is, loads up, and there you go. Works beautifully. Look at that. That's on a mobile device running background video. That's pretty awesome. And of course, if I give it a quick little, oh, I can't switch orientation. They don't have that loaded up in Browser Stack just yet. But if I run the same thing on that modern iOS, on the iPhone device, again, it's going to do the exact same thing. Maybe I'll just do that really quick and go over to my iOS devices, iPhone X. How about that? Because that one's running 11 as well. See what it looks like. All right. By the way, if you guys aren't using Browser Stack's pretty awesome. We've been using it for quite some time. It's pretty cool. So let me just paste the new URL address in there and go. And here you go. There you go. Check that out. It's pretty sweet, right? That's running on an iPhone X. Just a nice, clean, beautiful looking experience that you can provide to your users right off the bat. But guys, there you go. Now, in subsequent video, I'm going to show you how we can set up cover video where it covers the whole initial screen, as well as fixed background video that stays in the background as your content flows over the top of it. So we'll do that in a subsequent video. And but guys, there you go. There's background video working on mobile device. Hope you guys put it to good use.